This is hockey, the way it should be. Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show.
Guys, this is BU Hockey, and you're watching
the Rockin' Hockey Show.
This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. This is the Rockin' Hockey Show.
Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show. I'd like to give a shout out to Howie's Hockey for this awesome t-shirt. Now Coach Dave. Hey, what's up hockey and rock and roll fans? This is the Rockin' Hockey Show. The show where we got great hockey content, we got great on-ice skill development for players of all ages, and my favorite part is we got rock and roll music to back it up.
They say you like to hide. See you take it all the way to the back of the gate.
If this is your first time watching the show, make sure you body check that subscribe button, but just be careful that it's not 3 feet from the boards, because with the new rules you might get a penalty. Anyway, before we go any farther, I want to thank Ryan Wynn for being on our last show, telling us what it's all about, being a two-sport college athlete, and man, can that boy dance. Thanks, Ryan. Keep on rocking, buddy. Alright, this show is no disappointment, man. We got Hunter McDonald on, and I know we put a lot of highlights from Hunter on, because Hunter is just a bad.
Brought into the Omaha lineup, punishing hit in the Omaha zone from McDonald. Working with it on Benton's out to the far side. Schweiger, cross-ice pass in front. They score! Hunter McDonald! What a put away! And the Lancers get on the board here first. And Omaha will skate ahead with it now on Hunter McDonald. Has it at the right side wing. Now Hodgson and McDonald might be dropping the gloves here. And they're coming off. McDonald now drops the glove. Hodgson getting his helmet ripped off. A right-handed shot there by McDonald. Catches him. He's got him in a headlock. Throws another right at him. Still going back and forth. And the referees will come over to pull the two apart. McDonald, a goal tonight. A fight. Will he be back to get an assist to get the Gordie Howe hat trick? We'll have to find out.
We're going to spotlight Hunter today, and he sat down with us right here in the Rockin' Hockey Lair. Him and his dad sat down, talked hockey, about growing up, how he did things he did, and why he's at where he's at now playing junior hockey. Before we go any further, I want to thank our friends at Perani's Hockey World. I want to thank our friends from Howie's Hockey Tape. I want to thank our friends at Bar Down Hockey. And yes, I want to thank our good friends right here in Rochester at TrottaRochester.com. As always, we got a great on-ice segment. Hunter and I hit the ice and worked on what he does to be the awesome defenseman that he is, and that's skating. We worked on some great skating skills for defensemen, stops and starts, pivots, and some great drills for all you young defensemen out there. Another great surprise today is we are featuring as our musical guest my cousin Brian Marion. Brian plays in the band Mesh and Alt AF, and he sent us over some awesome clips of him rocking. I got to go out and watch Brian and his band play last week. Man, what a great show it was.
Hi, I'm Brian Marion from the band Mesh and Alt AF. This is Rockin' Hockey.
You get to see Brian rocking throughout the show. Before we go any farther, say hi to the band. Hey, today's going to be a rough show because Hunter is a rough and tough kind of player. So buckle up your chin strap, make sure your mouth guard is in, and let's do the Rockin' Hockey Show, because this is a show where the hockey rocks. And the music sucks. Hey, hockey and rock and roll fans, I want to take just a second to welcome Trotta to the Rockin' Hockey family. Check out the newly renovated Trotta 2.0 right off of 490 at Cops Hill at the new Culver Road Armory. TrottaRochester.com. 2 outdoor dining areas, including a massive upstairs patio with a full bar. Man, you got to check out their 100 square foot TV wall above the main bar and an additional 8 large screen TVs throughout. Make sure you partake in the self-serve beer wall with over 50 beer and wine selections. Take it away, Lord Stanley's brother. Today's interview brought to you by Trotta. Check them out at TrottaRochester.com. Hey, welcome to Rockin' Hockey Show. I'm Dave Maxime. We got a great interview for you today. We got longtime friends, the McDonalds, here with us today. Hunter McDonald and Tom McDonald. Hunter, good to see you. Thanks for coming over, guys. Thanks for being on the show. Tom, you and I have been working together and teaching hockey for a good 20 years. And it's been a long time. And Hunter, I've coached you. We've done lessons together since you were about this tall. Now you're playing junior hockey. How's that going for you?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
And the great news is you've been recently committed to play Division I at RPI.
Yeah.
Years old, and you're playing you're playing junior hockey. Is this something you've always looked forward to playing? I know you've been looking forward to playing college hockey, but is junior hockey a path that you saw yourself taking and really have been looking forward to this moment?
Yeah, for sure. Just like growing up around it, and like being around all the junior teams, been looking forward to it.
Playing against guys that are 20 years old, how much of an adjustment has that been for you?
It's different. It's like guys with beards and stuff going at you. But it's pretty good though.
Like playing against your dad?
Yeah.
Now, at what point in time did hockey become serious to you, where you say, you know what, this is what I want to go after?
I went to Syracuse when I like made
12?
that. Yeah, when I made that transition. That's when I kind of realized I could do good things with hockey. And
Did you always want to have the dream of playing in the NHL someday?
yeah.
Let me ask this question, Tom. As all the years we've worked together, with you being a hockey coach, youth hockey coach, a hockey instructor, a junior coach, then being a dad, a hockey dad, and knowing the proper way to train your son, did it work out like you planned, or was there some pitfalls in there? Did it kind of how did it all come about, and did it kind of go according to what you thought it was going to be?
I think it was almost like a perfect storm as far as doing what I did and what we did for so many years. Like the summer times was just like daddy day camp at the rink, and the kids were just on the ice 6-7 hours. Hunter was 8 years old doing checking clinics at 7:30 at night after he had been on the ice for 6 hours, just totally melting down, but like doing the drills. And so doing what we did and him being kind of immersed in it was awesome for him.
On the development side, you did a lot of skating work, a lot of clinics, a lot of work on your skating. You and I did lessons. You did them with your dad. We did them with Tony Maxime. Just a lot of extra work. And now you look back, and you're still doing stuff. And you look back. Obviously, it's paid off for you. Would you put that much effort into it again? Would you do it all over again? That much work, that above and beyond just playing the sport itself, which is already a huge commitment.
I would.
You would do it?
Yeah.
So for all those little kids out there that want to someday play at a higher level, what would you tell them?
Work hard. Like, it might suck, like being on the ice, but it pays off.
To be good, you got to put in your
yeah.
You got to put in your time,
Mm-hmm.
above and beyond.
Yeah.
Hockey's already a huge commitment on not only the player but on the family and on school, and then to put in that extra time, on your days off when you maybe not be on the road or on the weekends or whatever it may be, and that was something that you would do it all over again if you had to.
Yeah.
You guys took a little bit of a different path on your road to where you're at now. You decided to play out of town. I think when you were Pee Wee, correct? When you guys were Pee Wee?
First year Pee Wee.
Yeah.
First year Pee Wee. You decided to play out of town. Tell us a little bit about. It's a tough choice, obviously. In other families, you're not the first to do it. You won't be the last to do it. And there's pros and cons for both sides of, is it the right move? Is it not the right move? Tell us about your guys' choice as a family, as a 12-year-old player, to decide to play out of town, and you end up playing for, I think, 3 years? You played out of town? 4 years?
I think initially it was tough. We did it mainly because we knew we would have help with the carpool.
Right. Yeah, there's other kids that went from
And there's the first year, it was just us and in the Humphreys. But it was a 168-mile round trip.
Wow.
So it was a huge commitment on the guys. Just to, gosh, there were 4. Sometimes on the weekend, there were weeks where it was 5 days a week. And really, I mean, he did it all. I mean, the kids did it all. And that's crazy. Just the commitment that they had on their own was amazing. We knew the team really had a pretty special group, and that really made it almost an easy choice.
Right.
But still hard, school stuff. I think one of the first high school things that he went to, I think he was late sophomore year, like he just wasn't around.
Right.
It was springtime, and I think I took him to was it a lacrosse game or a soccer game?
Well, it is tough, and I know, this is way back in the day, but I actually did that as well. Ended up leaving town for probably 3 seasons, I think. I think both Bantam years and midget years, I drove an hour, sometimes an hour and a half each way to play that. And in our hometown, there just wasn't. It was just a Double-A organization, and he just didn't have the level that I wanted to play at. So we ended up having to drive, and I know it was very difficult for me. Like you said, I think I went to one dance my whole my whole 4 years of high school. One dance, and that wasn't until I was a senior. I think I missed all. Rarely got to go to those football games. So then after that, you came back home and you played a year of high school for your team, for your school last year. How much fun was that?
That was a lot of fun.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Once you committed to RPI, how much did that change your life as a hockey player? Did it make you want to work harder? Did anything change for you when you realized you finally hit that level?
Guess I realized some of my dreams were coming true. I didn't really think it changed much. Just I had to keep working hard, and
where the bar is, and you got to keep raising it, because they'll
Other
commit
people are good too,
commit
yeah.
people every day.
Yeah.
And
Very, very tough road once you get up to junior hockey and then to college hockey and then maybe even someday pro hockey, where that pyramid keeps getting smaller and smaller and the level keeps getting higher and higher. And when I tell people about my experience at college hockey, is every day you got to punch your time clock in, and you got to be ready to go, because it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. Is you have to prove yourself day in and day out. And it's not like junior hockey where there's trades and they're always bringing guys in, coming and going every day. But every year there's a new class of young, hungry hockey players coming in, and you have to, you got to stay on the ball. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself sitting up in the stands. Hey, we're going to take a quick break from the interview to show you some highlight plays by Hunter McDonald.
Back out to McDonald. McDonald walks the blue line. Walking it now. Shot through traffic there. Glove save made by Hasley.
Mitchell on the backhand. A centering pass on the right wing. They score. It was sent cross ice. And a tap in on the back door as the Lancers are able to tap it in. It's Hunter McDonald, the defenseman, who joins the play.
Hunter, if you had to say one or two particular things that you've had to focus the most on as far as hockey goes, what would that be?
work on staying fast, being able to make quick decisions. Everyone's getting bigger and faster, so you gotta stay with it and be able to
Skating skills, still skating,
I was about to say,
even
skating
from when you
too,
were
yeah.
5 or 6 years old, and then your ability to make smart decisions, right, with the puck. And you've also, the way you've kind of tailored your game is, I know your dad and I have talked about it often, is you've really simplified your game. Not trying to do too much. You got, I don't want to call it a niche, but you simplified your game on good skating skills, good transitions, good first passes, play physical, win your battles. Here's another quick break to watch more highlight plays by our very own Hunter McDonald.
Shouty moved that one up to his offensive players. Flinton takes a huge hit there from McDonald.
Hey, great job, Hunter. Great job, John. Great job, Becker. Back to the interview. Tom, as somebody that's had many years of hockey knowledge, and then being a hockey dad, how was your relationship throughout this whole process? Did you have to push Hunter? Was Hunter responsive to it? Were there times where you felt it was very difficult? And maybe some of the ways to get through that, as a lot of former players and coaches have to deal with their sons, and I know a lot of hockey dads are different on how they want to treat their son. Either either they push them, challenge them, get mad at them, and sometimes there's some love-hate relationships that go on there. Tell us a little bit about your relationship and goods and the bads, I guess.
I really I don't even know if I could say anything bad. It was, I think the peer group he had really is what they just pushed each other. Honestly, I sat back and watched. Like, it was.
What about you, Hunter?
It was easy.
Yeah.
Did you guys have some of those tough car rides home where you just maybe didn't play a good game or something, and or after practice, if maybe Dad didn't agree with what you did that day or how you did or anything like that?
I don't really think ever we had.
You guys have always had a good relationship on
Mm-hmm.
talking about.
Yeah, like if I do something wrong or whatever, just talk, figure it out, and then I'll know for next time. But it's never really gets mad.
I never really felt like I harped on too much. I think I probably did, but I don't think it was to the level of like you're saying. Like, I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff as far as dads, and but
And it's tough. It's tough to be, a dad and a coach and have extensive knowledge in, a particular subject, and then not, or feel the need to, to instill it or to pass on that information. Sometimes it comes out the wrong way, or maybe a little bit too much. So, it's great that you guys have had that good relationship, and that Hunter's been able to learn from you and learn to listen too. That's kind of the biggest thing. Is I tell a lot of the kids that I've coached and worked with, and even my own kids, is just listen and learn. And you may agree or not agree, and you're going to have a lot of coaches maybe that you don't like what they're saying, but it's all a learning experience.
gotta take each little lesson and just store it away.
And check out this highlight goal by Miles Maximieux.
Oh my God, what a move. I'm going to record this. Oh my God, go! Go! Oh my God!
Hey, thanks for sending in your highlight goals. Now back to the interview. Now, Hunter, you're growing like a weed here. Any advice you can give to young players that'll help them grow tall?
Eat a lot.
Eat a lot. I remember. I'll bring up a funny one. I remember when we were in when I was coaching you and your dad was helping, and I think we were Squirts. We were playing up in Ottawa, and we were getting beat. I think like 17-0 by London Knights. London.
They were number one team.
Number one team in Canada. I don't know why we ended up playing with them, but there was meltdowns going on all over the rink. Do you remember that game?
Mm-mm.
You remember that game
At all? Nope. Really?
Well, that's good though. So as a young player, having selective memory is good on what you, some of the good things and the bad
It really
things.
is.
Honestly,
I don't
having
remember it.
selective memory and and then just being able to put it in perspective on what you take from it. You know what I mean? And like you said, store it away and use it for another time. So
That was the
I
game
want to hear about it.
when Mr. Humphrey was having a meltdown.
Mr.
It
Humphrey
was 17-0, and when you're really getting it handed to you, a lot of times you will take more penalties just because you're reaching and you're grabbing and you're
are frustrated. Yeah.
I just don't want the 18th goal to go in, so I'll tackle that guy,
Was
you'll get a penalty.
Was it one time when you brought the whole team over?
Well, that's part of it. But the first
the
part
game?
was Mr. Humphrey getting kicked out
I
of
remember
the
that.
game, and he had a
The
Toronto
Toronto
Maple
suit on.
Leaf jersey on, and he's
I
just
remember.
not having a good time in the stands. And the ref said, "You're out of here," and he marched right down the ice with him to make sure he left the
I
rink.
remember.
We were in Ottawa.
We were
right?
not. Oh
The
yeah.
Bell Cup.
It was Bell Cup.
Yeah.
And the ref came over to us after he was exited the rink and said, "You got a bench minor." And I'm like, "Why are we getting a bench minor?" And they're like, "This is one of your fans." I'm like, "He's got a Toronto jersey on.
don't even know
We're
that
from
guy."
the States. I don't know that guy." He's like, how did you even give us a penalty?
Oh, I died laughing when you said it. I don't even know that guy. Oh, that was a memorable tournament. Memorable and forgetful at the same time. So, Hunter, give me one piece of advice you'd give to a young player out there.
Set some goals and like, if you really want them that bad, you'll go get them. Just work hard. Just want to be better than everyone else, I guess.
Excellent. I want to say thank you to Hunter McDonald, Tom McDonald, for coming on the show, talking some hockey. Thanks for watching the Rockin' Hockey Show.
Hey, you should check out Trotta. I did.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Rockin' Hockey Show. I'm here with longtime student and longtime friend Hunter McDonald. Hunter, what's up, man?
So how are you?
I've been working with Hunter since he was probably 5 or 6 years old and about this tall, so he's grown just a little bit in the past few years. Hunter currently plays junior hockey and is also committed to play Division I at RPI. So part of Hunter's success is not only his work ethic, but his attention to detail and his time and effort that he's put into his skating skills. So today we're going to work on some skating skills that are going to be great for not only a future Division I player, but also for a young defenseman out there of any age and skill level. So what we're going to work on today is some skating skills, and what I've always tried to teach defensemen is the less skating the better. And what I mean by that is getting more efficient with your movements, especially your stops and starts, so you can take less steps, but also not getting caught in too many crossovers and taking good lines and angles, which allows you to take away space from defenders, which is obviously important as a defenseman. So that's what we're going to get into today. There's some very simple skating drills, like I said, that players of all ages can accomplish. Okay, so what we're working on here in our first drill is getting a great start. Okay, a first step is so important for any player, but as a defenseman, you want to keep a nice tight gap, which means you can wait till the last second to take off, as opposed to having to take off early, taking a lot of steps, and having a giant gap between you and that opponent. Not only getting speed off of that one crossover, but getting our feet back underneath us as fast as we can, so we're immediately ready to engage that player. Okay, so we're going to do this several different ways, but watch Hunter's first step, watch how fast he comes back to a hockey position.
Notice Hunter's great first step backwards. If it's a good one, hopefully that's the only one he needs to take. His chest is up, his knees are bent, his feet are underneath him, and he's ready to explode. Notice how straight his line is. That's going to make him ultra fast from point A to point B. A couple common mistakes when doing this would be too bent over and too big of a first step. Notice how quickly Hunter rotates his body and gets his feet back underneath him, ready to make a play. When changing directions, notice how Hunter has a balanced upper body, a great stick, and when he's stopping, he keeps his feet underneath him and gets a great first step back. In this pivoting drill, notice how efficient Hunter is. He doesn't waste any steps, takes great lines to wherever he's going. His upper body is balanced and his stick leads him in whatever direction he wants to go and is always ready to engage the opponent. Notice there are no unnecessary or wasted steps in this drill. Hunter's able to gain speed off of one crossover, then uses good gliding skills and is able to carry his momentum through each pivot. In this drill, notice how straight Hunter's lines are and how efficient his pivots are. No wasted steps and no wasted space by taking great lines to where he wants to get to. And again, notice how Hunter's stick always leads him. The defenseman's stick is your first line of defense when challenging an opponent. When using your stick properly, it will end plays before they ever get started.
Hey, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed that segment on some simple defensive skating drills for players of all ages. Thanks to Hunter for coming out. Hunter, thank you. Good luck in your career. Hey, thanks for watching Rocky Hockey Show. If you have comments, suggestions, clips you want to send them in to the email address right at the bottom of the screen, and don't forget to subscribe.
Check out Charlotte's awesome brunch every Sunday. Now let's rock!
Morning, Dukes. Hey, Maxie. Just working on my stride here, buddy. Coffee's ready, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, RJ. Working on my stride, buddy.
Nice. What are we watching? Dude, Jaws.
All right.
Okay, done. There you go. Dukes, dinner's ready.
Thanks, Dave. Maybe in a little bit. Working on my stride. Hey, boys. Just working on my skating. How was baseball?
Good.
Awesome.
Hey Dave, Youngblood's on.
Oh, Maxie, great movie.
Oh, hey, Dukes.
Hey, Maxie. Working on my skating, man.
Good night, honey.
Hi, honey.
Oh, hey, Dukes.
Hey, Dave. Just working on my skating, buddy.
Good night, Frank.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Jeez. Now I see what they mean when they say if you're not a forward, the view never changes. Check out Trotta. TrottaRochester.com.
This is the Rocket Hockey Show.